removing the square root, or we can isolate the square root of L out of G and divide both sides of the equation by 2 pi. So whichever one we do first. Okay, so I prefer isolating the square root of L out of G. So I want to isolate that. So that will be T is equal to 2 pi square root of L out of G. We divide both sides by 2 pi. So that we can get rid of that. Then we have T. Okay, so now we've been able to isolate the square root of L out of G. Now we need to remove the square root so that we can solve the fraction. In order to do so, we need to square both sides of the equation. So square this side, square that side, so that the square will will remove the square root. Okay, so the square is going to remove the square root over here. Then we are squaring all that is in this bracket. Square of t, that is t times t, will give us t squared. Okay, and square of 2 pi will give us 4 pi squared. That gives us 4 pi squared. So we have 2 squared, that is 2 times 2, giving us 4. And we have pi squared, that is pi times pi, that gives us pi squared. Okay, then remember the square has removed the square root, so now we have L out of G. Okay, so that's what we have now. Okay, now we want G, not L out of G. So we multiply both sides by the LCM G. So now the LCM I have here is what? G. Okay. So that becomes t squared, or out of 4 pi squared, 4 times what? G is equal to out of G, 4 times what? G. So that we can get rid of this G here. Then we have t squared out of 4 pi squared G, that is equal to L. So what do we do next? We divide both sides by t squared over 4 pi squared. Divide this side also by t squared. Sorry. Divide this side too by t squared out of 4 pi squared. Okay, and that's, we have all this and then all that, and that will give us G is equal to L over t squared all over 4 pi squared. Right here. Okay, yes, and now since this is dividing that, we can find the reciprocal of that. Okay, we can find the reciprocal of 4 pi squared. That gives us G is equal to 4 pi squared all over t squared.